Hello friends, in this class I want to share some observations between the graph and the types of functions. We have learned function is maybe 1, 1 or maybe on 2. We know how to find its domain and range. Now there are some important functions here and we'll see how the graph, from the graph we can study whether what is the domain, what is the range, what is the codomain, or what is it on 2, is it 1, 1, so that we can find. So now this is the graph of modulus function. In case of modulus function, fx equal to this. Here f is defined from R to R, that is from set of real numbers to real number. And we see, if you test from any, this is the x-axis and this is the real number axis, and for at every point of x, if you draw a vertical line and it cuts the graph, that means for every x there is a fx or y. So that means we can say the domain is all real numbers, that is minus into plus infinity. For every value of x we are getting a value of y. And the range, we see the graph at the bottom point is 0, 0, and then it is increasing. In the first quadrant and in the second quadrant, in all cases, the value of y is positive, and no part of the graph is coming to the negative side of y-axis. So you can say that range is 0 to infinity. But the codomain is all real numbers, that is minus into. So that means here the range, the codomain not equal to range. And this implies that function is not on 2. Second thing, we see at 1, the value of y also 1. And at minus 1, the value is coming also 1. So minus 1 and 1 mapped, the image is 1. And this indicates that f is not 1, 1. So from the graph of modulus function, we see the domain, all real numbers, a range 0 to infinity, which is not equal to codomain, so the function is not on 2, and at two values of x, 1 and minus 1, the image is same 1, therefore f is not 1, 1. So the next function, greatest integer function, and the graph of this is like this, you know already. And here we see what is the domain. Domain is all real numbers, R or 0 to infinity. Range. What is range? Range is we see that if it is 1, this is 2. So in between 0 and 1, no values of y. Between 1 and 2, no values of y. So range is set of integers. And codomain is R, therefore codomain not equal to range. So function is not 1, 2. And it is not 1, 1 also, because from all values between 0 and 1, for all values of x, the fx is equals to 0. between all values of 2, the value of fx is equals to 1. So clearly, images are distinct for this. X between 1 and 2, image is 1. So you can say that f is not 1, 1. So here also on the graph you can study that it is domain is all real numbers. A range is set of integers and which is not equal to codomain, so not equal to range, so function is not on 2, and as so many values of x between 0 and 1, the images are same, so it is not 1, 1. The third one, the function is the Signum function, and here also again for every x there is a y. When x is positive, the value of fx is 1, always. It is a constant function. And when x is negative, the values are coming minus 1. This is also another constant function. And at origin, at 0, the value is 0. So domain, all real numbers. Range, only 3 values, 1, 0 and minus 1. And codomain is R. So here also range is not equal to codomain. So f is not on 2. And also we see that all positive values of x, the value of fx is 1. For all x positive, fx is equals to, for all x negative, fx is minus 1. Therefore, the function is not 1, 1. Okay, thank you.
For testing your understanding of this lesson and more videos, log on to www.tubelessons.net.